part 2. Now, do you remember on the last video, hello by the way, we got these 3 Casios and we got 2 of them, look at this beautiful one here, all working beautifully. And we got refurbished this beautiful one here as well. Japan, look at this, Japan, wow, wows. Now, I didn't have enough time because the video ran on for about 25 minutes. Next one we're going to look at is this one here. Now, I bought 3 all individually. So far, 2 out of the 3 worked perfectly. And the module's absolutely perfect. No rubbish, no bentness, nothing. It was perfect. Now, I saved this one to last because this is a 134 module. And they share the same, a similar module, the 133. By the way, this is a CA851. So they made quite a few of these variants. They're called C80, C90, C95, C86. And they're all the same, roughly the same module, just a little tweaks. But they always got the same problem. Lots of bleeding. It's very common. If you look here when I zoom in, see the bleeding there? And, well, oh yeah, the module is just very temperamental. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Sometimes it could work and you change the battery and it completely stops working. So it's an absolute pain and I hate changing the batteries on them. So we're going to do this one from scratch, do it together. I've not opened this, by the way. I don't open any of my watches. I always turn the camera on first. And if it's an interesting video. So because the strap is all over the place, I'm going to take these off first, the straps, so I can work with it much more easier. Yeah, I might have to have a coffee now. Right, so let's just take these off first. These are a pain, so maybe we can push this button in. No. This one? No. Bloody Nora. Now this is very stiff. Why is that stiff? Let's try one of these. Well, this is not going too well, is it? Goodness bloody me. Almost dropped the pin there. I think there's a bit of gunk inside here. So when you push the thing in, it doesn't always spring open. Right. By the way, this is in very good condition. Just needs a bit of a clean. I don't know these little white things on there are, but I'll give it all nice and clean. First things first, let's make sure it's working. By the way, someone has had it open. Look. These are, I hate working on these, by the way. Really do. Because even taking this module out, in and out, is an absolute pain. Let me just check something. I can always test if this module has been in and out. And let me show you how. Putting these back so all the holes line up to here, and this, because you've got 8 buttons on the sides, the bars hit the circlips on the 8 buttons, and what you get sometimes, because people do struggle, is this creasing here. But as I'm looking at this now, there is no creasing at all. But I'll tell you what these do suffer as well is battery leakage. People leave the batteries in, and doesn't matter what battery you use for this particular watch, I will say 9 times out of 10 there is battery leakage. Right, let's get these batteries out. Now the batteries are hidden. There's 2 batteries inside here. Let's get this open and let's have a look. Now I'm not going to have my hopes up for this because there is a bit of bleeding to the screen, and I do think I do have a screen for this. So it wouldn't be too bad, but let's get it working first. Where's my tweezers gone? Tweezers, they're hidden away. La 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 la. Now this lifts up. There's two little hinge parts here. See, oh, they took the batteries out already. Now there's two batteries. I think these take a 391. Let me just look inside, make sure there's no bleeds. Yeah. So look, if you look here, you see that watermarks there and a little green bit. So if you can see it or not, it's a little green bit there. But this definitely has been leaking, and that's why the screen is like bleeding. And this is very, very common for this particular watch. Before I go any further, let me just try it. I don't think it will work. I'll be very surprised. Let me get some batteries first. Hold on. I'm guessing it's 391, so let's try them first. La la la. And I only bought this watch because the case looks in exceptional condition. And if you can get the module working at the same time, you know, it's all a win-win, but you have got that bit of bleed as well. Right, let's just try this. I'm guessing 100% bloody no, it's not working. Just no. I know these watches too well. And there we are. No workings. Let's try again. AC, let's hold it in. No. Once you get the leakage on this module, it's gone. It's a shame really, because it looks really great condition. There is something you can do. You can, I'll tell you what, let's do it now. I can take the module apart and give it a clean. Let's do that, and I'll show you how it's done. Because let's get it done properly. So even taking this module out is an absolute pain in the bum, because there's a clip at the back here, or is it in the front? It's one of the two. I can't remember, even though I've done fucking loads of these. Oh my God, I just swore. Shh. Let me just quickly, hold on. By the way, this module has never been out, so no one's ever messed around with it, which is a good thing. And I'll tell you how I know that is because there's two clips at the back here, and they're the ones that hold the buttons in place, so you get it lined up. But what they do is they stick this sticky stuff here to hold that part in. And when that, is it still sticky? Yeah, brilliant. You see this little line here. Let me zoom in for you. By the way, this is a solid metal. It's no plastic rubbish. You see that little machine part of a line there? Well, that lines up with this and it clips in. And that's how you align the screws. Now I've taken it out. You see this here? The bleed? Shame, innit? Let's take it apart completely. Clean the PCB board down and then put it all back together, and I'll show you how it's done. First, let's take the screws out with the battery. Now, when you're stripping one of these back, let me show you something a minute. Let me just take this screw out. Sometimes when you clean the PCB board, they do wake up back to life. You see this here? That there? If you fit the whole watch back together, but do not fit this screw with this little part here sticking up, your watch won't work. A lot of people leave this out or forget to put it back, and then you've got problems. Right, let's take it apart and take it from there. The way to take this apart is first you've got to take these two cages off on the side, and they are held down by these two screws. One here, one here. Can you hear those lovely birds outside? Tweeting away. You see the bleed here? This is exactly what happens with these watches. It's literally the same story all the time. And even if they're working, and then you go and change the batteries, it could not even fire up after that. There's so many messages. What's the matter with my watch? Don't fire back up. But they're lovely watches. Once you get them going, you know, and they're all working, it is a great little watch. So to take these out, you just got to unweave it through here, and it just will slip out. Put this to one side. Now, if you see on this side, you see all the bleeding from here. It just depends how bad it's got. So we're taking them cages out, and that holds that part in. Now, to take the rest of it off, you have to take this screw off. So there's two screws here. Slight little corrosion on there. And this is where the problem is. Look, let me just take this out for you. Let me just use something a bit more plasticky. You see all the acid leak through there. Let's see all the wetness. Now if you turn it round, you will see, this is the light, by the way, there. You see all the corrosion around here. So sometimes if you clean that off, it may work. Let's put that over there. These here are the battery parts. So just lift them up. And there's quite a lot of a battery leakage here. See it there, look. All these spots. So the only way to clean that off is, just have a little look at this a minute. You see it there all bubbling up there? It's a shame, isn't it? So I don't want to make all this contaminated, so let's move that over there. So you've got two ways. So sometimes when you put the fluid on it to clean, it won't clean all of it off because you've still got these heavy corrosive parts there. Actually, they come off quite easy. Okay, let me just get a cotton earbud, hold on. So I have some alcohol. So what we do is, and a cotton earbud. Let's move this over there. Let's zoom in. And what I do is, I put a little bit here. And I get this. I'll give it a little clean like this. See that bit there? I'm just going to get the flat part of this, just give it a little flake. I'm just going to give it a little blow. That looks better now, doesn't it? Can't see any more green anywhere. In fact, is that a little bit there? So I'm not pushing hard on this. All I'm doing is resting it against there. Actually, when I zoom in on this, I can see much better on the screen. Yeah, she looks all right now, doesn't it? Let's just give it one more little clean with a fresh side. Let's turn that over. This side all looks good, doesn't it? There's a little bit here that I want to just flick off. Can you see it there? Right, that's clean. Let's get this workstation nice and cleaned. Now these bits here, I think, let's have a little look, make sure they are all clean. Look okay. I'll just give it a little brush. Right, let's oh yeah, let's give this a little clean inside here quickly. I wonder why these particular watch suffer from this. Like, if you could look on eBay, there's always these particular watches that suffer from the corrosion. Let's have a look at this here. Just a little bit there, see it there? Now I'm not going to bother changing the screen yet unless I know it's working. Like I said, these are very temperamental, so you can clean it as much as you like. Right, I'm going to just put this to one side. I'm going to clean this so it's all contamination free. Right, now that's all cleaned. Let's fit it all back together. I'll have a little zoom in for you, and then you can see me do it. Stick it in the middle. Right, first things first, we're going to put this back nice and carefully. Careful, don't get fingerprints everywhere. So first, this just slots in here. Do a little wiggle, and then these little brass bits here are slotting. Hold on, is it? I think this goes in first. Or is it after? No, it's after. See a bit of stuff on there. Let me just flake this off quickly. That's it. Off camera I did this one as well. That goes there, and that fits all over these two hoses. There. Like that, and then this goes on top. Like this. And then we just flip it round, and to hold it all in place, I'm going to put that little bracket back. So here is the bracket, and that goes opposite way. And we got, how many screws here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, that goes in here. Oh. Flip that back. Now this bit here, there's one here, and there's one here. One goes one way and one goes the other. So I'm guessing this one goes here and this one goes here because of the cutout, and you got a little bit there. Is that wrong? Yes, it's wrong. So this one goes, let's put this one on first. This one goes here. And this one goes here. Now we've got to put the 4 screws back. Now the chances of this working is just really chance. That's all it is. There's nothing more you can do. Sometimes the PCB boards are weak. Don't forget, these are early 80s. So Casio were only making these digital watches just for a few years when they brought this one out. So the electronics ain't up to scratched up like there are now. And don't forget these coin batteries as well, tiny little batteries. They weren't a thing back then, so everything is new technology. That's why they are very temperamental. If it works, we're lucky. That's all we are. Just lucky. Hoping it does though. If it works, I'll change the screen over. It's nice to get it working because it's a great watch. And as time goes on, they'll be worth such a lot of money because the screens are going to become like bleeding on the screens, and you're not going to be able, before I just put these batteries back, I need to make sure they are definitely working. Just zoom out for you so you can see what I'm doing. Great. Great. Right. Even though you've got new batteries, always check them. I've lost count how many times I've got a battery out and it literally has not worked. Let's put these in here. Let's get at least one screw on there. We do an AC reset and we hope right, let's do an AC reset and let's check. Let me zoom it out. No. Yeah, that's what I mean. All that work for nothing. Shame. Let's do another AC reset. One, two, three. It's a shame, isn't it? It's very disheartening when that happens. Now this case is a pretty good one. I'm going to give it a clean and I'm going to show you how good it is. Because, stay there and I'll bring it over to you. Now this is another one that I have. This shares the same module. It's just slightly different. Look, this is called a 851. That one's called a 901. Difference being, I think it's just, one's a black pad, one's a silver pad. Oh, can you see it in the light? You can't see it in normal light, but you see a little, I don't know, little white dots. I'm gonna give it a clean. I'm gonna put them both together, and I'm gonna see which is better. It could be this one's better. I don't know. Yeah, let me give it a clean, and I'll be back. There we are. Pretty good clean. Pretty good clean. I've got to sort my bloody words out. I do think the buttons on this one are more polished. Yeah, I don't know which is more. I don't know which is better. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Might just leave it, that one. The black one in there. Yeah, I don't know. We'll leave it. I'll wait till another module comes up because that one is still okay. There's a bit of blistering there. Oh, actually, and a bit on the screen. I suppose we can swap the modules over. Let's swap them over. Let's give it a go. 134, that is. I'll show you what a pain it is to swap them over. Which is the top? This is the top. I wonder if that is the same module, because it might be in that case, but I know this is the right module because that's never been out, so it's definitely 134. Now can you see the centre part there? Well, that one is on the left, or the right, should that? Left, that is. I wonder what module this one is. It doesn't really say on here. Let's have a little look. Yeah, have a little look. This is a 134 module. This is not a 134. I don't know what this is. Could be a 133. I need to check it out. But it was in a 134 box. Now, this box has been switched over, so I might have put it in there for the sake of making one work. Let me check which one this is first before I swap things over. But I think I'm going to conclude the video. It wasn't working, which is an absolute shame. Yeah, thanks for watching. You take care.